Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. It is December 22nd, 2021, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC. We'll talk about the BTC dominance, and we'll talk about BTC from the quarterly time frame all the way down to the 6-hour time frame, and what type of price action we could be anticipating over the next like a few hours up to the quarterly basis and all that good stuff, right? So now let's dive into the analysis stuff and regarding the quarterly time frame and what we said over the last few months and all that good stuff, right? So if you recall our previous BTC dominance analysis, right? What we said was like the double top, double bottom right here, meaning like the flat correction right there. It is going to be a bearish pattern. So a bearish pattern, and we got a pretty good chance, right, to retest the support area just about like a 39 to a 40%. As you can see right here, since like when? Since like October 22nd, right? So October 22nd, the BTC dominance dumped all the way down to 40%, but it is holding very strongly right here between 39 to 41, give or take. But are we going to be able to break out below it? So if we break out below it, what type of price action we could anticipate regarding art? We know exactly once we break out to the downside, it could be alt season. Not could be, but it will be alt season on steroid. Okay, meaning like some of these alt will be breaking out just like what happened between basically April and May. As you can see right here, back in April, the first week of April, right? The first week of April right here, after we broke out to the downside, support was just about like a 58%, 60%, right? We dumped all the way down to a 40%, and alt went crazy, between April and May till we bottom right here and basically pushed back up to nearly 48% and retested the 40% and created the double bottom. So in the short term, it is hard to say if BTC going to be breaking out to the downside, because some of these alt like Ethereum, it is double tapping. Matic, it is double tapping, and most of the alt they looking weak. Okay, some of them looking weak, some of them just creating some double tap and all that good stuff. So we will see over the next like a few days, right? If the BTC dominance is going to be breaking out. If we get a breakout below 39%, bang, it is going to be all season. Okay. If we break out to the upside, right? It could be crazy if we break out to the upside, right? It means like most of these alt will be taking we'll take a step back and let BTC do all the work till basically BTC get the job done, and then we could be looking for another alt season. So if we get the breakout to the upside, the first resistance we're going to be looking for, it is going to be right around like a 47 to a 48. Okay, if we break out to the downside, we could be expecting another one-to-one extension of our previous impulsive wave, meaning like the breakdown right here was nearly 30%. We could be expecting another 30% to the downside if we break out below 38%, right? So we could be looking for nearly a BTC dominance, all right? The BTC dominance to drop all the way down to like a 27, 25%, give or take, okay? Depending on volatility and all that good stuff, right? So these two scenarios are pretty clear, right? We know exactly what BTC is going to do, okay? We just don't know when it is going to make a decision, okay? So it is a good time to remain calm, right? And wait for BTC to get the job done, either to the downside or to the upside. And we basically could be looking for, either an alt season or basically, alt getting doom and all that good stuff, right? And if you take a look at it right here, it is very, I'm not saying, I wouldn't say probable, but it is possible, right, to get this setup right here. It could be a wedge pattern where we could be just dropping slowly and form a pattern like that, okay? And even though our MACD, it is positive right here, the MACD, sometimes can basically change momentum, right? And give us something like that, okay? And retest the trend line, something like that, okay? So it is still going to be a bullish pattern, but in the short term, alt will benefit from the pattern. It means like some of these alt will go like a 10, 20, 25x, 30x, and all that good stuff, right? If you recall what happened between February till May, right here, BTC dominance dumped like 35%. And you guys remember what happened, okay? I gotta go back through it, right? Some of these alt went crazy, okay? So if we're going to get another 30%, 35% breakout, bang, okay? We got to, we will be enjoying, a nice 2 month, 30 days to 60 days of, alt season and all that good stuff, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on the 3D basis, right? So we know BTC will make a decision, right? But in term of a BTC dominance, we know exactly BTC will be breaking out. And in term of a BTC price action, we know as of now, based on the 3D basis, the trend is negative. Okay, so if the BTC dominance, okay, doesn't basically break out to the upside and decide to break down, it will, affect the BTC dominance. It means like most likely, okay, BTC will be pushing to the upside. Okay, the BTC dominance, excuse me, will be pushing to the upside, right? So because I just don't see the BTC dominance dumping, right? Dumping, right? And the BTC, excuse me, I just don't see the BTC price action dumping and the BTC dominance dumping at the same time. Okay, so something to keep in mind. I'm not saying it won't happen, right? But the probability of the BTC price action and the BTC dominance both dumping at the same time is not very high when we take a look at the current structure of the market, right? So now going back to the 3D time frame, okay? The 3D time frame, we've been pretty consistent, okay, over since like October 2020. What we said was like whenever we above our 3D 21, as you can see right here, right? Whenever we above our 3D 21 with a positive MACD, right? The trend, it is going to be up, okay? And whenever we below our 3D 21, like that, right? We below it, the trend going to be down if MACD is negative. As you can see right here, MACD negative, okay? Yeah, price action below the 3D 21, we dump all the way down to 30K. And right here, price action above the 3D 21, right? MACD positive. If you go back and watch my, BTC updates back in July and all that good stuff, right before we get the 3D time frame, I was like, bears about to get wrecked. Because if you recall what the bears were calling for when BTC was at 30K, okay, they were saying like, oh, we got this trade set up right here, and we're going to be doing something like that. And I was like, it doesn't work that way, okay? The setup is plausible, right? But the probability of these setups like that to play out that easy is not very, very high, okay? So something to keep in mind. So bear has been pretty much, bearish like for 6 months since like BTC was at 30K. You take a look at it, BTC pumped all the way up to a 69, nearly 129%, 120%, right? And they increased their bearishness and all that good stuff. So they missed a 120% move on BTC just by calling for a breakout to the downside and all that good stuff. So we've been bullish on BTC all the way up, okay, all the way up till we basically broke out below 60K and all that good stuff, right? So what we're looking at right now, if you take a look at the the bearishness and the bullishness, meaning like we below our 3D 21 EMA. Okay, so we below it, and MACD, it is still what? It is still what? Let me know, guys. MACD is what? MACD is negative. It is a very, very easy strategy. If you play BTC on a macro scale, you don't have to worry about like a BTC pumping and dumping 5%, 10%, and all that good stuff, okay? If you take a look at it over the last, let's say, 12 months, 14 months, right? you could have taken like, let's say, one trade, right there, and your second trade going to be right there, right, bearish, and another trade right there, a bullish one, right, and another trade right here, bearish one. So in basically a less than 15 months, right, you only taken like, let's say, 4 trades, okay, bullish, bearish, bullish, and bearish. It is a very effective strategy on the macro scale if you're looking to basically swing trade BTC, going forward, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like over the next like a few weeks, we just have to be very cautious. As long as we below our 3D21, the trend, it is going to be downward. I'm not saying we're in a bear market and all that good stuff, but all I'm saying is the trend, right? It is going to be downward. So you can define it however you like it. If you're extremely bearish, you could call it a bear market. If you're not extremely bearish, you just could call it like could call it a downtrend. The reason why I'm being very conservative, not calling for a bear market, right? I'm not saying we won't ever be in a bear market, but the reason why I'm saying, it is too soon to call for a bear market is like, if we take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, right? So now we're going to take a look at the monthly basis, right? If you take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, we're still above our monthly 21 EMA, okay? It is pretty clear. We're still above our monthly 21 EMA. And at the same time, guys, we can't even break out below our 21 EMA, right, on our 3 weeks time frame. It is very important. If you guys recall, most people don't pay attention to the 3 weeks time frame. So I think like only Send Crypto, right, uses the 3D, the 3D time frame, with those MACDs, and at the same time the 3 weeks time frame and the 21 EMA. So you take a look at it right here. If we break out below the 21 EMA on our 3 weeks time frame, right, with a negative MACD, right, and at the same time a bearish momentum, right, I would be like, okay, now we got a pretty good chance, right, to be in a bear market. Okay, we got a pretty good chance to be in a bear market, but we got to get a candle close below the 21 EMA on the 3 weeks time frame. Okay, the 3 weeks 21 EMA right now, it is at 42, give or take, okay, 42K to be exact, 42,485, right? But remember, it is a moving average, so it is not going to be an exact number. So it is going to be fluctuating, right? So I would just say on average 42K, okay? And at the same time, we got our monthly 21 EMA right there, okay? Right now it is at 36,650. As I just said, right, it is not going to be an exact number, so it will be fluctuating. So I would just say 36 and a half, give or take, okay, on average, right? So the reason why we got to pay attention to our monthly 21 EMA is like, if you recall what happened back in, I said it multiple times, I'm just going to have to repeat it in case you're new to my content, right? Hey, what's up, Taro? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Crit Moonboy in the house. Majid, thanks a lot for tuning in. Pablo S. Crypto, thanks a lot for tuning in. Nibra, thanks a lot, man. Nibra White, a quiet cook in the house. Mr. Shu, Mr. ICX. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. So now we got to pay attention to our monthly time frame, guys, because we know 2021 was quite boring. Okay, yes, the volatility was pretty high. If you caught those moves, like you accumulated enough BTC at 30K to 33K, give or take, right? You've been enjoying the ride all the way up to 69. But the thing is, if you've been bearish at 30K, you're still going to be very frustrated, because you're going to be like, okay, I missed the entire move all the way up to 69, and I just don't know if the circle guy is going to be right, if we're going to be dumping all the way down to 14K, which I think going to be pretty crazy, if you're a circle man, right? But we will see. Okay, we will see over the next like a few months if the monthly 21 EMA, it is not even guaranteed. Okay, but I'm ready for, and I'm not going to be bearish once we hit the monthly 21. Okay, okay, we most likely going to be getting a bounce off from the monthly 21, and we will see after that if we're going to be dumping below it. Okay, so the first bounce off of the monthly 21, I wouldn't be bearish. Okay, I wouldn't be bearish. But if we move sideways for like a few weeks, few months around the monthly 21 EMA, ooh, it could be nasty. Okay, it could be nasty. Okay, and the circle guy could be could be right about that. Dump all the way down to a 20K or below, right? But we will see. The reason why I'm saying it is like whenever we break out below the monthly 21, we tend to dump nearly 50 to 45%. As you can see right here, we dump nearly 45% below the monthly 21. So if we're going to be dumping nearly 45 to 50% below the monthly 21, it could take us somewhere around like a 18, to 20K. Okay, and talking about 18K, if we take a look at BTC on a weekly basis, if we take a look at BTC on a weekly basis, right? Let's take a look at it on a weekly basis now. You can see like, 18K going to be right around where our MA 200, okay? 200 moving average, right there. Okay, but it is going to be a macro analysis. I don't think like we're going to get there in early 2022 if we're going to be bearish, right? I'm not that bearish, but we will see. Okay, we will see. We got to break out first below our, below our monthly 21 EMA, and at the same time we got to break out below our 3 weeks 21 EMA. All right. So hopefully it is pretty clear. I'm just going to try to make it very short. That way, you can always go back and watch the live stream and understand exactly what's going on the macro scale. I'm not talking about like BTC pumping like 10%, 15%. I'm talking about like some 40% breakout and all that good stuff, 50% breakout over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? To the upside and to the downside, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on a quarterly basis, right? On the quarterly time frame, guys, we know exactly what's going on. Okay, in terms of Fibonacci's, right? As I said previously, right? If you do a swing low right here, just about 1 cent, right? And that's your swing low. That's one right there. It's not like one because it is 1 cent. It means like just like your reference point one. Okay, your reference point two, it is at $32, and your third reference point going to be $2 right here. So if you do swing low, swing high, down to swing low, if you follow these Fibonacci's exactly as it is, right now we're getting a rejection at 57K. 57K, it is at 1.27. If you take a look at it like from 1 cent, our first rejection was somewhere around like a 236 at $13 right there. So we spent a lot of time around the $13, even though we pumped to like a 32. If you look back, you're gonna be like, okay, it was a big move, but if you take a look at it on a quarterly basis, it was just a sideways correction. Okay, and as you can see right here, we also got a rejection somewhere around like a 50% extension at $100, and got another big rejection at $1,100 at 0.786. So BTC been respecting these Fibonacci's on a macro scale, right? On a quarterly basis, not like daily, 3D, one weekly, and all that good stuff, but on a quarterly basis. So what we're looking at right now over the next like a few quarters, we just want to close above 57K, not even 69. Okay, if we can get a candle close above 57K, right, within the next like let's say 2 quarters or like a 3 quarters by September 2022, something like that, right? It could even be much sooner, but I just don't know, right? If we can get a candle close above 57, our next upside resistance is going to be somewhere around like a 183, 178 range, right here. That's going to be 1.41 extension right there. Okay, so it is too soon to talk about like a 1.618 extension all the way up to $900,000. That could take like multi-year to get there. But as of now, within the next like a few years, right, we just want to be we just want to close above 57 and basically try to retest like a 178, 183k, you know, resistance and all that good stuff. Okay, so that's going to be my next macro upside resistance, right? And we talk about it since like 2019 and all that good stuff. So we're just going to follow the macro trend. Okay, so support area, we just talk about it regarding the weekly 200 MA. The weekly 200 MA, it is pretty much close to your quarterly 21 EMA. Okay, the quarterly 21 EMA right now, it is at 20K. Okay, so it means like anything below 20K going to be a steal. As you can see, you know, since like a 2015 right here, the quarterly 21 EMA been supporting the price. If you don't like to trade BTC on the weekly and all that good stuff, you know, let's say you're a moon boy and you know, you just took a break for, you know, for 2 years and all that good stuff, and you just woke up and you see BTC at, you know, 20K at the quarterly 21 EMA, you're gonna be like, oops, I remember some crypto said whenever I see BTC at the quarterly 21 EMA, it is going to be what? A steal. I'm not saying we will get there, but it is always good, right, to be ready. It is always good to be ready. Okay, so you know, that's what I'm looking for regarding BTC within the next like a few quarters. A retest of 20K going to be a steal, and the macro projection for the next like a few quarters going to be all the way up to 178, if and only if we can close above 57 on the quarterly basis, not on the monthly. Not, yes, we got to close above it on the monthly too, right? But not on the weekly and all that good stuff. Okay, either we got to close above it by you know, April, right, April 1st, or like you know, July or something like that. Okay, you got the concept, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a 6-hour basis. Okay, so the 6-hour basis, it is more entertaining, right? Because you don't care about like waiting for 3 days, or waiting for weekly or monthly and all that good stuff. Okay, the 6-hour time frame, it is pretty reactive, right? So what we're looking at right now in my premium, I talked about it before the pump. Okay, I said exactly. Okay, you know, few days ago I said, you know, 45.5 going to be our temporary support, because we started shorting right here just about the 51.7, right, at the 6-hour 21 EMA. So if you've been following some crypto long enough, you know the 6-hour 21 EMA, right, it is always a resistance after a big drop. Okay, I said it back in May, okay, when BTC dumped all the way down to 30K. After we pulled back up to the 6-hour 21 EMA, 6-hour 100 EMA, we've been bearish. Okay, anything at or above 39 to 41 was a bearish, you know, bearish zone. Okay, back then, as you can see right here, a similar price action. Okay, we hit, you know, 6-hour 21 EMA just about a 51.7, was a pretty bearish momentum. We dumped to the downside, retested it right here. People started to FOMO. We said what? No need to FOMO. Okay, the momentum on the 3D, it is keeping us safe, right? So shorting at or around the 21 EMA on your 6-hour, you're always going to be safe, because BTC is below the daily 21, it is below the 3D 21, it is below the weekly 21. So the momentum, okay, from a daily up to a weekly, it is bearish. So the 6-hour will keep the price action down till we find a reversal pattern. It doesn't mean we will be down forever. Okay, it won't mean, okay, it doesn't mean like we will be down forever. It only means like the momentum is down, so we will stay with the higher probability setups. Okay, so we got rejected right here, rejected right there, and you know, a couple of days ago I was like, okay, we got a triple bottom right here, so we were anticipating a support at 45.5. So bulls gotta take profits right here, because we could be pushing back up to the 6-hour 100 EMA. We're not quite yet. there, right? So because the daily 21, if we flip on the daily right here, if we take a look at it on the daily, I was also paying attention to the daily 21. So the daily 21, daily 21. So the daily 21 was right around like a 49.5. So I was like, okay, first rejection going to be somewhere around the daily 21, and the second rejection going to be somewhere around the 6-hour 100 EMA. So basically, if you take a look at the daily 21, just about like a 49.5 up to basically a 50.5 range, going to be a resistance level. Okay, so it is still around resistance level. MACD, it is still bullish on the 6-hour basis, so we got still some bullish momentum to keep an eye on, just in case, right, we get a push to the upside, a fake out just to hit the 6-hour 100 EMA. It could be a fake out, just like what happened right here. Okay, if you guys recall, when BTC pumped like from 47 all the way up to like a 50K range, okay, in a 6-hour candle, right? So most moon boys got wrecked with that move because they thought like a BTC is reversing and all that good stuff, right? So another important key key indicator, I would say, or key, strategy to keep an eye on the 6-hour basis. It is a very simple one. Okay. If we take a look at BTC on the 6-hour right here, so if we take a look at BTC on the 6-hour, right? So we want to see a bullish crossover, right? Regarding our 21 EMAs, regarding our 21 EMA, 50 EMA, and 100 EMA. Okay, all three of them got to cross bullish, meaning like we got to get something like that. If you guys recall, back in September, October, right here, right back in October, what I said was like it is time to take it to the upside. If you guys recall, okay, because we said it is time to get out right here. We got the bearish crossover somewhere around like a 45.5, and we were looking for what, 41 all the way down to a 38.2. We got support at 39, and right after we got the bullish crossover again, we said what, it's time to take it to the upside, and we pumped nearly over 50%. All right, just by using the bullishness on the 6-hour basis. So what does it mean? Okay, it means like we got to get another bullish crossover. So let's say you're a moon boy, right, and you can't wait for the hourly, for the monthly and quarterly and all that good stuff. You got to get, okay, at least me, I don't know about you, but we got to get our moving averages on the 6-hour time frame to cross bullish. Okay, and you can use a very simple indicator. It is called a 3 EMA indicator action zone. Okay, 3 EMA indicator action zone. You can type it or you can just add it to your favorites, right? So once you click on it, right, you got to change the settings. Okay, so the default setting, I think like it is 15, something like that, 15, 40 and whatever. Okay, but you got to click on it and change your settings. Your fast EMA, change it to a 21. Your medium EMA, change it to a 50, and your slow EMA, change it to 100. Okay, that way you're going to clearly see these crossovers. Okay, you don't have to do anything else. All right, that's the only thing you need to do. You can change the style and all that good stuff. You can play with it, change the colors, make it more moon boy green, momentum and all that good stuff, right? Your doom boy setting, you can also change it right here, which is like color 3. Basically color 0, right, and color 3, that's the only thing you need to change. Okay, and basically change your inputs and all that good stuff, right? And you can make it more either moon boys or doom boys setting and all that good stuff, right? If you don't like these labelings, you can just remove the indicator labels. Okay, so once you basically add your indicator to your chart, you can see like you can clearly on the 6 hour basically just follow the trend. Okay, that's the only thing you need to do. Okay, on the 6 hour, you don't even need to wait for the 3D time frame and all that good stuff. Okay, so if you're a moon boy and can wait for the high time frame and all that good stuff, okay, it will give you a similar result to the 3D time frame. You know, it just looks better when you take a look at it on the 6 hour. Okay, it gives you an early confirmation, like what happened right here. We got in at 33. Okay, when BTC was breaking out, on the 3D basis, we just got in. Okay, we said it is a 3D reversal. It is time to be a moon boy, and we're going to take it all the way up to nearly 50K and all that good stuff, right? So now let's move on to Ethereum. I don't think I talked about the 50-day cycle, but I will talk about the 50-day cycle because the cycle already closed, and it closed on the 16th, right? Because we got a new candle on the 17th. We'll talk about it on my next live stream, okay? Regarding the 50-day cycle, the 21 EMA on the 50-day right now, it is right around like a 31K, give or take, okay? So now let's go ahead and move on to Ethereum on the 3D. Do I think BTC will hit 50K before 47? I mean, if you watch my analysis, I think it is a short. I mean, it is a short-term trade. Like it can dump down to 50K, or it can pump up to it can dump down to 47, or it can pump to a 50K. But the trend, it is still going to be down, right? I don't know which way it will go first, right? Because as I said, the 6 hour 100 EMA. Let's go back to BTC on the 6 hour. The 6 hour 100 EMA right now, it is at 50K. So we can get a cheap shot from the bulls to basically just pump to the upside. And most Elliott wave analysts gonna call it what, a 5-way structure. And they're gonna be like, oh, okay, we're going to dump down 50% and we're going to the moon and all that good stuff, right? But we will see, okay? Because it doesn't have to be that way, okay? But I'm paying attention to it. I'm bearish. I don't care if it goes to a 50K and all that good stuff. It is still going to be another short opportunity. Or if you're already bearish, you could be adding on to your position, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So before we talk about the Ether dominance, right? Let's take a look at Ether on the 3D time frame, okay? And why I've been bearish on the Ether over the last few weeks, okay? So over the last few weeks, the reason why I've been bearish on Ether is pretty simple, okay? So just like BTC, okay, Ethereum, it is struggling below the 3D21, right? I was actually bullish after we got back above the 3D because I was anticipating Ether to flip bullish again on our, MACD. Okay, it was very dangerous, but sometimes you just have to suck it up and try to anticipate some reversal too soon. But, Ether could not basically get the MACD to flip positive. So as soon as we dump and push back up above the 21 EMA, I was like, okay, this is it. Okay, since like we pumped right back up above the 21 EMA, and our MACD could not basically follow the price action right here and stayed negative. So I was like, okay, it is time to suck it up. Okay, it is time to suck it up and just follow the proper strategy. As you can see right here, if you basically follow the strategy right here, after we dump below the 21 EMA, you can see like MACD, right, was already negative right here. And we kept getting, some rejection right around the 21 EMA, all right, all the way down to the 100 EMA. So if we try to be too bullish, right, as of now, when the indicator, our main indicator on the 3D is saying like, okay, You just got to suck it up. You just got to suck it up. I know it is not easy, but just have to follow the strategy. Okay, just have to follow the strategy. If we break out above the 21 EMA and MACD flips bullish, right? Let's say our MACD right right here just flip bullish, right? And it gets back above the 21 EMA. I won't help it. Okay, I will basically be bullish. Okay, I won't try to go against the trend. Okay, so it is pretty easy. Got to get back above the 21 EMA on our 3D basis, right? So now, since like the trend, it is already bearish. What type of price level we could anticipate? You could anticipate price levels based on Fibonacci, right? Or you could anticipate price level based on moving averages. Okay, so if you like to if you like your moving averages, let's say you like your 100 EMA, you could just say, okay, I'm waiting for my 100 EMA regardless of what the Fibonacci, the next Fibonacci is calling. All right. And if you want to wait for your 3D 100 EMA, it is right around like 3100 right now. Okay, 3100, give or take, right? So if you want to follow the Fibonacci, you could do a swing low down to a swing high, right? And you're gonna be like, oops, my 50% pullback going to be somewhere around like 2850, and my 382 going to be somewhere around like a 2250, right? It will still going to cover, right, your 100 EMA support. All right. So based on Fibonacci, that's the level to look for a potential immediate, support. We got 0.618 all the way down to 25, but we will see what type of price support we will get in this range. Okay, if we create another flat correction right here, we could be saying, okay, oops, we got to dump down to a 0.618 or even down to like a 0.786. But we will see, okay? As long as the MACD is negative, right, you can call any type of number to the downside. It doesn't matter until we get what a bullish crossover, and you got to stop like calling for lower prices, right? So I'm not saying like we're gonna dump all the way down there, but the immediate support, once again, if we get a breakout to the downside, it is going to be 3150 down to 2850, give or take, right? That price level. Okay, so for whatever reason, let's say we turn bullish, okay, and BTC decide to find a strong support at 42, 43, whatever. Okay, so either in terms of a wave analysis, it is still looking pretty good. Okay, the move right here, if we ignore the wick, right, we could just call it a three-way move. Okay, so just like what happened right here, right? We could call it a three-way move, but bulls, they have to prove us right. Okay, they have to get back above the 3D21 engulfingly. Okay, it has to be very decisive, and we got to get a bullish crossover. And my upside target, if we get that move, it is still going to be the same level of 5,500 to 6,400 range, right there. Right there, 1.27 to 1.41. Okay, but as I said, we got to get the MACD on the 3D, okay, to prove us right. We can pump to the upside. All right, as long as MACD it is staying negative. All right, we most likely, okay, the trend most likely going to be downward. Okay, it is pretty easy. It is not my call. It is what the indicator is saying. I'm just following the indicator. I'm not trying to be a moon boy or a doom boy. Okay, we said it right here after we broke out to the upside, right? We said BTC broke out to the upside, Ether broke out to the upside above the 21 EMA. MACD is bullish. The trend is up. We said it right here. The trend is what, up. So we just have to follow, what the indicator is telling us, right? Hey, what's up, David? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hey, what's up, KAOSFR in the house, man? I don't know how to say your name, man. All right. So hopefully it is clear enough. It is already 40 minutes of analysis between BTC and Ethereum. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum dominance, right? I don't think I ever talk about the Ethereum dominance in my public live streams, but the Ethereum dominance, when it was like 17%, right? I was calling for like a 23 to 25%. Okay. We hit nearly like 22 and a half. Okay. That's when I started to be like, okay, the Ethereum dominance is nearly, you know, at resistance, right? And price action for Ether, it is starting to decline below the 3D 21. So it is time to basically suck it up. Okay. And start to be either start to be in BTC or in USD. Okay, reduce Ethereum exposure. I'm not saying to sell out your Ether and run away and all that good stuff, but all I'm saying is, in the short to medium term, Ether could be losing some dominance, right? Over the next like a few weeks and so on. So if we break out below our 21 EMA right here, it means like, BTC could be taken over. Okay. And Ether could be losing dominance versus Ether. If you take a look at Ether BTC, what I was looking for was like Ethereum to pump all the way up to a zero point 0.1. And I said it like when Ether was like, I think like 0.061. Okay. In my premium, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at. Yeah, ET8. Okay, all right, right here. Late October, right? So, just about, I think October, yeah, October 2024, all right? October 24th, right here. That's exactly what I said. Okay. I said, Ether, Ether, Ether BTC finally basically printed a recognizable pattern. So we got a double top, double bottom. So we could be pumping we could be pumping all the way up to like a point 0.1 Ether. Okay. Zero point 0.1 BTC, excuse me. So as you can see right here, Ether back then was right around like 0.066. Okay. And we pumped all the way up to like a 0.03 0.083, something like that, right? So if we go back to the price action, if you go back to the price action right here, you can see like Ether against BTC, right? Point oh below the 3D 21 actually, right? 0.066. We pumped nearly 30%, okay, versus BTC, over 30% versus BTC. So in less than 2 months. So it is not even like December 24th yet, right? And we pumped like a 30% against BTC, all right? So Ether could be losing momentum over the next like a few months, right? If we break out below the 3D 21 EMA, all right? If we break out to the upside, we still got the resistance all the way up to a 0.11 Ether. Right. So if we get a further breakout and get a nice support at the 3D 21, we could be pumping all the way up to a 0.11. But we will see what BTC going to decide. If the BTC dominance going to be breaking down below 38%, right, we could see, Ether probably going all the way up to a 0.11, right? But if the BTC dominance going to be pumping above like a 47, 48, it means like the Ether dominance going to be dropping, and at the same time, Ether BTC going to be dropping. All right, something to basically keep in mind going forward. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a look at a couple of alt. Let's go ahead and take a look at 589. So 589, it doesn't perform well on the weekly whenever we dump below the weekly 21. So I try not to FOMO on anything. So it is time to be taking profits if you bought the dip somewhere around like a 65 to a 75 range. Okay, so not time to jump in right now. Could it go higher? Yes, it can go higher, but I just don't like XRP, you know, below the below the 21 EMA. It doesn't perform well. You want to be accumulating when XRP is down, not like when XRP is going up. I said it multiple times. XRP, if you buy it when it is not moving, you will make profits. Don't buy it when XRP is pumping. I said it right here back in when XRP was right here in our premium last year, last November. We've been accumulating XRP somewhere around like 22 to 25. Okay, and XRP pumped all the way up to like a 76 cents. Okay, but we accumulated XRP, long enough around the 21 EMA before the breakout. All right, so I just don't like this type of breakouts. They're not my favorite setup, right? So you got to buy, you got to accumulate it, on the downside, not on the upside. Okay, if we can get XRP around like, let's say 55 to a 50 cents, in early 2021, that'd be great. Okay, that'd be great. Okay, so we already dumped all the way down to like 63. So a retest of the July lows in Q1, man, that's going to be a steal for Q2. Okay, because it means that if we get a nice support right here and BTC finds support at, somewhere around like 40K to 35K in Q2, we could be breaking out just like what happened right here. Okay, if you guys remember this year, okay, it feels like it is 2022, man. So if you remember, the second quarter of 2021, what I was saying, like XRP will pump what? XRP will pump all the way up to $2. Okay, so I like XRP when it is not moving, not when it is moving. All right, so let's see if we can get, 50 to 55 cents in Q1 2021. Okay, but it doesn't mean, guys, bulls won't show up and they can't break out to the upside, break this trend line resistance and pump to the upside. So if you've been holding XRP long enough, you will benefit out of it. Okay, if you just like a short to medium term trading XRP, you're most likely going to going to FOMO and all that good stuff, right? So, but we will see. We're getting a hard rejection around the 21 EMA right there. And if you guys recall, you know, $1 to 105 being what our support area right here around the 21 EMA. So it is going to act as a resistance, and it won't be, I don't think like it is going to be an hourly resistance, something like that. Okay, it could take like a few days to get the necessary rejection. Okay, but we will see. Okay, I'm not FOMOing on XRP on anything. Okay, all right. Okay, I mean, I remember I think the flare, something like that. Okay, last year snapshot, right? And people got wrecked with that snapshot. Okay, but us, we didn't care about the snapshot. We were accumulating way before the snapshot. Okay, and I think that was right here. And right after the snapshot, right? I think the snapshot was December, if I remember well. November, December, right? And we got the XRP FUD. And if you guys recall what I said regarding the XRP FUD, it could take like a 3 to 5 years for the case, to be over. So if you've been panicking just because XRP was getting a FUD in this range, basically you did not basically accumulate the dips, right? And as I said, guys, it could take another 2 years, 3 years, okay, before we get before the get a final decision, right? I'm not saying it will. I'm just speculating, right? I could be way wrong, right? XRP dominance. Yes, XRP is going up, so the XRP dominance will be going up because BTC is not moving, and most of these alt ain't moving neither, right? All right, guys, it is almost 50 minutes, right? I'm just gonna keep it short, right? Because I think like the live stream going to be very important over the next like a few weeks. We can all go back and rewatch it, and try to catch those macro targets and all that good stuff. Okay. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description, right? If you haven't joined yet, right? You can also join some crypto premium for 2022, right? All season. Be ready for the BTC macro target and all that good stuff, all the way up to 200K and all that good stuff, man. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Hey, what's up, Strengths? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Is mana a hold? Let's go ahead and take a look at mana very quickly. So mana, we don't want to break out below the 3D 21, right? So our weekly 21, it is right around like 220. Let's check. Okay, so weekly 21, it is right around like 220. So we got a good chance to retest the weekly 21. Okay, we got a good chance to retest the weekly 21. So let's see, MACD, it is still positive, right, on the weekly, but we got a negative momentum on our 3D. So the next push to the upside, if we push, like let's say we get a breakout right here, right, and MACD doesn't cross bullish, right, you got to run away. Okay, if we break out to the upside, MACD has to basically break out with the price action. Just like what I just said regarding Ethereum. All right, after the Ethereum breakout again above 4,800, I mean 45, 4,600, right? The MACD did not cross bullish. Okay, that caused me to stay negative on Ethereum, right? So even on the 2D, it looks pretty choppy, kind of like a sand. Sand is also pretty choppy on the 3D, 6 hour, and all that good stuff. Okay, so. So it looks quite bearish. So I would just stay with BTC, follow BTC. If you follow BTC, you're most likely, going to get some cheaper mana, okay? And support beside the weekly 21 going to be right here. If we break out below the weekly 21, you still got support at 150, okay? So keep an eye on your weekly 21 somewhere around like 230 first, right? That's the most important. No, I didn't talk about CTX. So, ask me in the, in Discord premium group, and I will send you the chart for CTX. All right, guys, I'm just gonna keep it short today. It's already 1 hour. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.